And there we go. And display. Okay, and display. What do we got? What do we got right there? And there it is. Almost ready. And there we go. Now we're live streaming. All right. The guy, Nathaniel, real, what's happening? Laurie, good evening to you. Glam, Fire Chemist, Cool Beans, Christy Lynn, good evening. Sergi, how are you doing today? All right. Let's get ready to roll. We're going to turn the page in the book because we got a new week coming up. Week number 12 for the year. That ought to be cool. Week 12 for the year. Let's see what's going on. All right, let's get this thing in order. There we go. All right, first and foremost, good evening, everyone. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow. I'm looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Now, I know it might be a little bit strange trying to figure out why only 1%. Well, number one, I'm not greedy. Number two, my needs are very small and minimal, and I do not want to sit in front of the computer all day. Okay, it's safe, it's predictable, it's consistent. 5 or 10 minutes every single day. Mike, good evening. Mr. Blix, good evening. All right, so that being said, specifically I'm looking at dividend stocks, and these are companies that have consistently increased their profits for at least a minimum of 2 decades. That's 20 years. Rick, how you doing? No one is coming. Mark, all righty. Donna, good evening. So, all that being said, Captain Dale, what's going on? Boston Trammell, Cool Beans. Alrighty, so let's get started. A new week is popping up. I do most of my trades on Monday. I do what's called a covered call. It's a simple, safe, predictable strategy. I got somebody on the live and a little bit interrupting with the noise in the background. Jim Bibby, I'm going to mute you guys. That way we have no noise coming in. Andrew, going to mute you too. If you guys have any questions in the live chat over there, just unmute yourselves and ask away. Alrighty? So let's get ready to get started. Manny, what's going on? Kevin, how you doing? So I'm looking for stocks. You guys give me a good dividend stock. Now, what I'm looking for, consistency of profitability. That means I want to make sure the company has been making money every single year. Okay? And dividends. Make sure they increase your dividends. Okay, I'm looking for cash flow. Are you going to show me how to make $1 million? Probably not. It's that time again. How are you today? John Warner, how are you doing? Skip, how you doing? Kevin? All right. So, Mr. Tanaka, terribly sorry, dude. I don't teach people how to make money. I teach people how to preserve their capital and to have cash flow coming in on a weekly basis. Lady Frost, how are you doing today? Lady Foss. Okay, interesting. All right, that being said, let's take a look at Nucor. It's already up. Let's take a gander. What's going on with it? NUE, Nucor, $115.22. First thing I'm always looking for is the 1-year chart. I'm looking for 5 things and only 5 things. Are you ready? Number 1, what's the high of the year? Number 2, what's the low of the year? Number 3, where was it a year ago? Number 4, where is it now? And number 5, what direction is it going? Down, sideways, down, up, easy enough to see, right? Well, is it a contender? Is it sounds like something that I want to jump into on Monday? Well, what I'm looking for. Hold on a second. Am I Canadian? No, I'm not. Sorry about that, Lady Foss. I'm not Canadian. Old Dog's in the house. Old Dog wants to take a look at Dow. All right, Old Dog, give me a few seconds. We'll get gander at it. Now, I don't mind Nucor. However, I don't like this right here. This is the last year. Because I want to get in the morning and I want to be up by Friday. No, I don't want to sit in front of my computer all day. I just want to say, I buy the stock, sell it to someone else for the same price I paid for it, collect the premium. All right, well, let's see. Well, right now, the price is 115. The 115 is going for 270. Well, that's more than 2%. Well, if I can get 1% a week, that's 50% a year. 2% a week, that's over 100% a year. Well, hell yeah, sign me up. But do I like Nucor? I do, but unfortunately, The high was 2 weeks ago. Now it's coming down from profit taking. Now, profit taking basically means, whoever bought it down here saw it jump up. Now they want to capture their profits and get out. What do you do after that? Well, as the stock drops, once it gets back down here, you jump in again, and then you take it for a ride up again. Because that's all stocks do. They go up, and then they come down. And guess what? It's going to come down to a point where it stops dropping, turns around, and then goes back up again. That's where I want to jump in, where it turns around, goes back up again. Skip. Ooh, Skip wants to take a look at U.S. Steel. And then I see someone wants to look at Pfizer, PFE. All right, we'll take a look at those. Ishmael Moore, cool beans. What are we buying tomorrow? Hollywood! Hollywood's in the house. Well, Hollywood, we're not buying Nucor tomorrow, I'll tell you that much. At least this part of we ain't. But we're going to take a look at a few others. Kurt, code, please. I am not quite sure, Kurt, what you mean by code, please. Anyway, first on the list, I should say next on the list is Dow, D-O-W. All right. Ooh, that looks cool. Let me show you real quickly what do I mean by that. Looking for the 5 things, you remember? 5. High, low, was, is. Look at the direction. Down, sideways, down, up, down, up. I want to see what's going on right there. But before I do, does it make sense for me to jump into it? Well, the last price was $29.48. So if you don't understand what a covered call is, it means I'm going to buy something and then I'm going to sell it to someone else for almost the exact same price I paid for it. So the current price, $29.48. Well, great. If I buy it tomorrow morning at $29.48, and then I immediately sell it to someone else using a covered call, using a covered call, the 29.50s are going for 64 cents a share. Now, 64 cents a share on a $29 stock, well, that's over 2%. And 2% every single week is over 100% a year. Now, granted, it only takes me a couple of minutes. Hey, Kurt, Cody, yeah, that ain't happening, dude. Okay, take a good look at Cody. And that's not the ticker symbol. Okay, take a good look at the numbers for Cody and then see how consistently they've increased their dividends to their shareholders. 2 decades is what I'm looking for. Damien, how are you today? Oh, Bangkok. Hola. Good evening, good evening. All right, so I like the way this is looking right here. Okay, 2% off the last price. $29.48. The $29.50 is going for 64. Yeah, that looks good. Well, let's see what the chart looks like now that we shrink it down, and where do we think it's going to go by this coming Friday? Because remember, I like weekly options. I do. I like stock options. Weekly stock option, not monthly, weekly. Okay, I want a weekly paycheck. Every single Friday, I want to make sure I'm getting something the next week. All right, so let's take a look. A year ago, Dow was at the high of the year, 60.28. Well, by the end of the year last year, we're down to 40. It goes from 60 to 40. That's a 20% drop. Wait a minute, 60 to 40. That's $20. That's 30% drop. Ooh, yeah. All right, anyway. So the last 90 days, which is the last 3 months, okay? The last 3 months. The high, the low, where is it? This is where you can really see the movement. Okay, she went up, she came down, she went up, she came down, and now she's going up again. But look at here. I want to zoom in a little closer and show you something what I'm always looking for. This is going to take the cake for this coming up week. Okay, the last 30 days. Take a look at this. 30 days ago was our 30-day bottom. She jumped up, pulled back. Jumped up, made our 30-day high 2 weeks ago on Friday. Okay, Monday she pulled back. Tuesday, Wednesday is our new bottom. Then Thursday's higher, Friday's higher. That's 2 days to the upside. Remember, I'm always saying 2 days to the upside. Great. Well, here's the bottom here. 1 day, 2 day. What's coming up next? Well, if it opens up higher on Monday, higher than 29.50, then I'm jumping in. I'm not telling you to. I don't give tips and I don't give advice. Okay, I'm just giving you my opinion. My opinion is 30-day high, profit taking. She's turning around. She's going back up again. That's just my opinion, right? So I like the company Dow, D-O-W. Okay, number two. What I've seen so far looks good. The numbers look good. The charts look good. Let's check the seasonality, because the seasonality is going to tell me what does this thing normally do this time of year. Well, for that, we use a seasonality chart. Now, I remember when seasonality charts came about, somebody dreamed them up once and said, hey, let's take a look at it. What does it normally do every single year? Well, this here is a seasonality chart. All the way to the left, January 1st, all the way to the right, December 31st. This blue line represents this year, 2025. This red line, that represents 10 years of data. That's 2015, 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, so on and so forth, the last 10 years. This is just the average movement. It's not guaranteed. It just shows you what did the stock do last year, the year before, the year before, the year before, all averaged out together. So what does that mean? All righty, hold on. Hey, Mr. Stevie, what's happening? Larry wants to take a look at Intel. INTC. Scotty Young, British Petroleum. BP. Hollywood, you still like that CC stuff? What's the matter with you, brother? Ruthie, good evening, Ruthie. How are you today? Digger Guy, what's going on? Scott wants to take a look at Ford. Well, let's finish this up. All right, this is the whole year. Here's where we are right now in the middle of May. So I want to see what it does in the middle of May. Never sell at a loss. Oh, my goodness. I love it when people repeat back to me my own words. Now, I don't know about you, but take a look at that. That is going slightly to the upside. So if Dow has a tendency, it's not guaranteed, if it has a tendency to go up this time of year very slightly or going sideways, well, it kind of looks pretty good. But then you have to ask yourself a very important question. Okay, actually, there's a couple of questions. Are you ready? Here they come. Question number one. Does it make sense? Question number two. Do I like this company? Dow, D-O-W. Question number three. Do I like this company at this current price? Because it's a big question. Because anytime you buy a stock, two things are going to happen. It's going to go up or it's going to go down. One or the other. That's it. It's going to go up, it's going to go down. Are you okay? Regardless what direction it goes. Okay, number one, I like to know if it has weekly cash flow capability, which is a weekly option. 16 May, that's this Friday. 23 May, that's next Friday. 30 May, 2 Fridays away. 3 Fridays away. 4 Fridays away. 5 Fridays away. I can do this every single week. And if I can get 1 or 2% every single week, fine. It works for me. Okay. Over to covered stock. There we go. The 29.50 right there. Just one contract. Now, one contract does equal 100 shares. So you're buying the stock and you're selling an option at the same time. And when I do that, I always want to do the market order because I want it to fill immediately first thing in the morning. As soon as the market opens up, I want my order to be one of the very first ones that's filled. Because I want to go about my day. I don't want to sit in front of the computer all day long. All right. The 29.50 right there. Okay. I couldn't get to the whole thing. There we are. Confirm and send. Here's the order. Buy one covered call of Dow. Uh-oh, that says 10. That's why you read it out loud, to make sure it sounds right. Buy one covered call. Not 10, just one. At the market. Now let's hear it. Buy one covered call of Dow 100. That's the weekly. 16 May 25. That means this order is good for this week and this week only. So whoever buys this, they have between tomorrow morning, when they pay for it, and Friday afternoon, when it expires, to decide to do or not do whatever it is. They're buying it in order to do whatever they want to do. It's confusing, but you know what? Hey, I'm selling it. They're buying it. What they plan to do is fine by me. However, on Friday afternoon at 4 p.m., the option will expire. They're either going to buy the stocks from me at the price I decide, which at this moment is $29.50. Kind of makes sense because I'm buying it $29.48. You think I'm just collecting that 2 cents? No, I'm not. I'm collecting the insurance premium. The insurance premium is $17.50 per contract. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot. But if my money is safe, if I can do this every single week, okay, and if it's predictable, all right, let's go through the numbers. The profit is $17.50. Clear that. Clear that. So $17.50. Anytime you're trying to figure out what your rate of return is, you take your profit, in this case, $17.50, and you divide it by how much you invested in order to earn that profit. Cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, $29.33. So you take the profit, $17.50, divided by 29.33 gives us a grand total of, I ain't doing that one. That can't be right. It says 0.5%. Hell no. Nope. That's why you got to read it out loud. You have to go through the exercises. And why did it come out low? 29.50, 28.50. Okay, so 30 50s. Okay, let's do the 30 50s. Now, it's very important you keep this in mind. Hold on a second. Right there. Keep this in mind. Okay? Anytime you're buying and selling, this is the last price for Friday, $29.48. This is the current bid. This is the current ask. Well, the market's unopen at the moment. So tomorrow morning at 9:30, when the market's open, all these numbers are going to change. But the mathematical equation stays the exact same. What's the last price? What's the current ask? What's the current bid? What's the volume? The open, the high, the low? All those stay they all change when the market's open between 9:30 and 4. So between 9:30 and 4, all these are going to change. So tomorrow morning, what do we have there? 14 million of inventory. We're going to take a look at Ford in a little bit. Are we pumping tomorrow? Michael, how are you doing today? But no, Michael, I don't do that pumping stuff. Sorry. All right, so let's do this one. One contract. Market. All right, sounds about the same, doesn't it? Buy one covered call of Dow 100s, 16 May 25, basically the exact same thing. Only thing different here is the $30.50 call option. Well, because it says $30.53 there. Okay, the market to open. All right, let's try those numbers. See what that looks like. 78.50. 78.50 divided by almost the same number, 29.72. 29.72, and that comes a grand total of 2.6. Okay, so I can do 2.6. Sounds a little bit better. I'm going to write that one down. Dow 2.6. $2.6 tomorrow. You'd be surprised how many different stocks I find every single week that actually have the opportunity or the Yeah, the opportunity, that's good word, to get 1 or 2% every single week. All right, Lady Foss. I see you, money. How you doing? Cool beans. Hims seems good for a put this week. Okay, D wants to take a look at Hims. Next on the list. Let's keep on keeping on. All right. That being said, let's get out of that. Let's get out of that. Let's get out of that. Get out of that. Let's go back to here. Let's go back to here. And then next thing on our list today is going to be U.S. Steel. I love U.S. Steel, and I actually have some U.S. Steel. I don't have any Dow, but I do have some U.S. Steel. Check that out. High, the low, where was it, where is it? Look at it. Basically kind of going in a channel between 36 and 42. That's it, just going sideways. That's a dip here and what do you call it? A hike. Yeah, a dip and a hike. There we go. All right, so let's take a look at the numbers. Last trade, 42.43. The 43s are going for 79, which is not quite 2%, but still not that bad if you like U.S. Steel. So let's take a look. A year ago, we're at 38.19. The bottom of the year was the beginning of September, and that was 26. The top of the year was right at 46. So from 26 bottom to 46 on the top, that's a nice move. Okay, now that was the beginning of April. Well, look at the last 90 days. Okay, this is the last 3 months. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Now she's going up. 2 days to the upside, more specifically. That's exactly what it is I'm looking for. So we're going to zoom in a little closer to that. Look at the last 2 days. Sorry. The last 30 days. Okay, that's easy to see. Look at the movement. The high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, and now she's going up again. Well, hell yeah, I love U.S. Steel. Like I said, I actually have some U.S. Steel. All right, so that being said, what does it normally do this time of year? Normally a U.S. Steel this time of year. Well, no, that don't look too promising, now does it? Okay, we're going to go sideways for a bit, then we're going to dip, and then we're going to dip again. Now that's historical performance. That's what it does normally. Doesn't mean that's what it's going to do, because when you have the current trend, okay, the current trend is going to the upside. The current trend supersides or trumps everything else, because that's what we're doing now. It's nice to see what we did last year. That's always great. But just because it did it last year doesn't mean it's going to do it again. All right, I got a question over here. Secretariat! My cost on X was $39.50. And I've been rolling for 2 weeks, staying at $39.50. All right, Secretariat, that sounds pretty good. The steel tariffs are helping U.S. Steel. Well, alrighty then. But see, I bought you. It is and it isn't. Depends on where you jumped in. Damien, El Pablo, Gail, good evening. Good evening, everyone. McBuzzman, we're going to take a look at Pfizer in a minute. All right, 40. Okay, so we're looking at well, see, I don't like it when that happens. Okay, the last trade was 42.43. So it means we're looking at the 42.50s. But look at the current bid, 42, 43.90. The spread is never that high. It's usually 2 to 5 cents on an option, not a buck. That's almost $2. MGK, Pathero, EQT, National Gas Company, EQT. EQT, and then EPD. EPD. All right. Dario, that's a no. We'll have to take a look at that one. All right, that being said, next on the list, let's take a look at, wait a second, no, yeah, the 42.50. The 42.50, right, that ain't going to make sense. Yeah, because the spread ain't right. If the spread ain't right, the numbers aren't right. Anyway, that's how you figure it out, the math. Okay, what am I buying it for? What strike price am I selling? Is it going to give me more than 1% or not? Simple. Then just do the math. Not doing that one. This new 24-hour thing really kind of messes with the numbers, because it's hard to judge what is it going to open up in the morning. Because after hours trading, okay, it's trading right now, okay, on a Sunday night, and it's trading. It's like, well, these numbers are changing, which are affecting these numbers, but that's not what's going to open up at tomorrow morning. Okay, how can we figure it out if they keep messing with the numbers? It just doesn't. It's kind of aggravating. But the equation's the same. What am I buying it for? What am I selling it for? Am I making the premium? And is that premium more than 1%? BTDR. Money, I have no idea what BTDR is. BDTR. Yeah, that's a no. BTDR. No, it was BTDR. BitDare. Well, that's going to be a no right off the top. Who said that one? Money. Okay, check this out. The last 30 days. 30 days ago, we're way down here at $7. Now it's at 14. Okay, well, you missed your opportunity 2 weeks ago, because I don't buy at the high of a 30-day period. Okay, I like to buy it, after it drops and as she turns around and goes back up. Is tomorrow a sell the news event? I have no idea until tomorrow actually shows up. What about in the money? Yeah, but see, even if you jumped in on this one, think about this. Seriously, think about it. Okay, your bottom is right here. Okay? From the 15th. That was 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. She jumps all the way, and you think they're selling in the money. Is it going to be a pull? This thing's going to have some pullback tomorrow. There's more than likely. That's the way it looks. Is that guaranteed? No. But you're going from 7 to 14. That's 100% increase in 3 weeks. Okay? The 15th, that's 1, 2, 3 weeks. That's 100% increase in 3 weeks. Yeah, there's going to be profit taking more than likely. Some people will, some people won't. Antoine! My Intel keeps getting called away. I'm making good premium. Should I select a higher strike price to keep it, or just keep buying it when it hits a higher strike price? Well, Antoine, you know what? I almost feel bad that you're keep making money every single week. I mean, it's a sad situation to be in. I mean, what do you want? You want to keep the stock, or do you want to have the profit? You can't have both. Okay? You can't take that stock and go to Starbucks and buy coffee with it. You actually got to sell something to generate cash flow that you can use for your stuff you like to buy. So I'm sorry that you're making money. It makes me feel bad. Anyway, yeah, profit's profit, no matter which way you look at it. All right, let's keep on rolling. Next on the list, BDTR is going to be a no. Pfizer, next on the list. Pfizer, PFE. No. Toby wants to look at VG. Never heard of it. VG. Now, just for a little tidbit of advice, Toby. Okay, not saying it's a bad company or anything, Toby. Okay, you want me to take a look at Venture Global? Yeah, I'll take a look at it, but more than likely it's going to be a no. I've never heard of it. If I've never heard of it, more than likely there's no dividends or not enough dividends, or they have monthly options. 3M. Apple user. We'll take a look at that one. GLD. Muad'Dib. They call me Muad'Dib. GLD, huh? Thank you. What kind of advice do you have for a new options trader? Lady Foss, my advice for a new option trader is education. Just keep coming back, keep learning. One of the days it's going to click. It's because, oh yeah, that makes sense. Hey, Warrior, BTC is not a dividend stock. Okay? ETH is not a dividend stock. So those both are no's. ST77, Nike. NKE. Also, can you teach me how to do this? I'm interested in learning. Sit tight. We're going to do that in a second. Joe, how are you doing today, Joe? Nice to see you there. And Black State Guard. No idea what that means. Uh-oh, Johnny wants to take a look at Apache, APA. All right, let's start taking a quick look before we get carried away with all this stuff. Doctor wants to take a look at Google. Goog. Surprises me sometimes. All right, next one on the list, Pfizer. Pfizer's going to be a no right away. Reason being, let's take a look at the last couple of weeks. 30 days ago, here's your bottom. Shoots up, here's your top. What happened recently? Profit taking. Now's a great time to keep our eye on this, because as soon as that finds a bottom and turns around, that's where I want to jump in. And Pfizer is one of those companies that I do like. So as soon as the bottom, see, here's the bottom here. Once the bottom shows up, 2 days to the upside before I jump in on the third day and then run it up. Okay? We haven't found the bottom yet. Now tomorrow could go lower. Tomorrow could go higher, isolating that day. But until then, we just have to play it out one day at a time. But we will take a look at Pfizer. It's on the list to keep our eye on. Intel. Ooh, now I do have some Intel. Just in case you're curious, I do. Look what's happening here. I like that. High, low, was, is. Look at the motion. Up, down, sideways. Now she's going up. Please zoom out a little bit so we can see the screen. Okay, Apple user. Let me see if I can explain it to you a little bit more detail. All right. So I have 7 cameras. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So I don't know which camera you're using. All right. You're on TikTok. You're on TikTok channel number 2. So what I tell people is this screen right here behind me. This screen is live on YouTube. You can actually go to YouTube and see just the screen, not me standing in front of it. Okay? It is broadcast live so you can see the smaller numbers and you can see what's going on. So for me to zoom in each individual camera, that's just not going to happen. Terribly sorry. Okay? That's why it is live. You can watch it on your big screen TV if you like, or you can watch the replay. All right, so Intel. High, low, all that kind of nice, neat stuff. Here's where we are right now, 21.40 there. 49, that's over 2% also. Well, let's take a closer look at it. A year ago, we're at 30.34. The high of the year was mid-July last year, 37.31. She drops down, and look at the last 90 days. The last 90 days, or the last 3 months. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at the pattern. It's almost a lovely pattern. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Now it's going up again. Okay. How far up is it going to go? Well, we don't know until it actually does it. Tasala, how are you today? Sir James, for me, just want the list of 5 stocks that can give me profit weekly or monthly. Well, now that's interesting. Uh-oh. Bobo wants to look at energy transfer. Now, Sasala, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to figure out exactly what it is that I can do for you. For me to rattle off 5 stocks, well, there's a lot of them out there. Okay, which ones specifically that you want to invest your money in, that would be doing you a disservice because I know absolutely nothing about you. Okay, I have no idea what your risk tolerance is. I have no idea what your education level is when it comes to investing in stocks. I have no idea what it is you're looking to do other than wanting to make money. Bobby Brown, what's happening? Let's keep on keeping on. All right. Okay, thank you. I didn't know that. I'm sorry. Okay, zoom out a little bit. Okay, not a problem. We lost you on Zoom. You did? How did you lose me on Zoom? It says it's still going. Got 2 questions there. Okay, Joe. Hey, James. New to the group. Before we end tonight, can you show us where we can get your list and spreadsheet? Okay, Joe, if you're new to the group, you're going to get the list of stocks tonight before I go to bed. Because as soon as I'm done here, okay, I send it the link for tomorrow morning's meeting, and I also send you the list tomorrow morning. Tonight, you'll get it for tomorrow morning. Would you be interested in doing an MGM or Amazon? MGM maybe, Amazon no. Can you explain your approach to using options for hedging or enhancing your day trading? I don't day trade. Sorry. I'm what you call a weekly trader. I buy on a Monday, I sell on a Friday. That's it. New haircut? No. This is about 3 or 4 months old. Would you be interested? Okay, we'll look at that in a little bit. Okay, so next question. Ex-dividend date is tomorrow. All right, we'll take a gander at it. Yeah, it says I'm right there up in the top corner. All right, that ought to work. All right, so let's keep on going. We are all caught up, so let's go. Oh, that B guy wants to take a look at Pepsi. All right, I got to stop picking up more stocks, you guys. I got to finish up what we started. All right, so here's Intel. I want to take a look at the last 30 days. Is it a good place to jump in? Well, 30 days ago, right here, okay, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now she's shooting up again. But look, here's a 30-day high here. It's about to hit a new 30-day high. Well, here's your new bottom here, 1950. Now she's turning up and going up. Well, does it sound like a company you want to jump into? Well, what does Intel normally do this time of year? I like patterns, and I like odds and probabilities to be in my favor. All right, so here's what it normally does. So it looks like it's coming down a little bit, turning around, going back up again. Based on historical performance. It's not guaranteed, it's just a rough outline. It's kind of like driving forward, looking in the rearview mirror. Okay, looking in the rearview mirror, we've already been there. See, we've already done this. Just gives us an idea, not guaranteed. There's only 3 guarantees in life. All right, next, let's go to the next one. Next is going to be British Petroleum. We haven't done British Petroleum in a while. BP. British Petroleum. Ooh, interesting. I don't know. I just don't know. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Down, up, down, up. Okay, that is simple. What do the numbers look like? Well, if I'm buying it at 30.55, the 30.55 is going for 26 to 31. But the last trade was 29.77. So shouldn't I be doing the 30s, not the 31s, the 30.50s? See, I hate it when they do that. I do. Because those numbers are going to change tomorrow and everything's going to look a little bit different. But do the numbers work? What am I paying for it? What am I selling it for? Is that going to be more than 1%? Well, either it is or it isn't. Either I like British Petroleum or I don't. Well, let's see what it's doing lately. Okay, a year ago was the high, and that was 38.19. Okay, we ended up the year last December at 29. Okay, our last 30 days, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, what's the last 30 days look like? Where do we think it's going to go by this coming Friday? Yeah, no thank you. Okay, your 30-day bottom was 30 days ago. Shot up, pulled back. Shot up, here's the 30-day high. What usually happens at a 30-day high? People take profits. Well, here's the funny thing about profits. Nobody ever went broke taking profits. So if you bought down here, well, why the hell aren't you selling now? It's a 30-day high. Not something I want to jump into. Okay, so I'm going to say no to British Petroleum for this week. Hollywood wants to take a look at CC. Chemers. Alrighty then. Okay, here's our high, here's our low. Look at the motion. Down, sideways, down, up, down. Okay. Wow. $11. The 11 is going for 33. That's 3%. If you like Chemers, which Hollywood likes Chemers. Lady Foss, AMCR. Okay, Lady Foss, I've never heard of that one. We'll take a look at it though, but give me a minute. Okay, here we go. Safe, steady stocks. Please check Verizon. Yes. Bank of America. Yes. AT&T. Yes. CMCSA, which is Comcast. Yes. Expirations. 5/16. That's this coming Friday. Okay. Well, I like Verizon, Bank of America, AT&T, and Comcast. What do we got? Verizon, VZ, Bank of America, AT&T, Comcast, CMCSA. All right. We'll take a gander at those in a little bit. Next on the list, let's finish up with Chemers. Okay, last 30 days for Chemers. Okay, 30 days ago, shoots up, goes sideways, back, big drop. More than likely, there should be an increase here. But what happened on Friday? Hollywood. The number's a little funky here. Big drop. You should have it turn around to go back up again. Should. But why isn't it? Why did it pull back on Friday? Whatever made it drop from here to here last Wednesday? Well, then you got Thursday, your dead cat bounce, and then Friday. Why did it pull back again? Hollywood, you might want to check that out. But I would hold off on Chemers because it just doesn't look right at the moment. That's just my opinion, though. All right, so Ford is next. Ford, first on race day. I'm going to say no to Ford. Wasn't that quick? It should take you anywhere between 3 to 4 seconds to take a look at 5 things on a chart. Here they are. Number 1, the high. Number 2, the low. Number 3, where was it? Number 4, where is it? Number 5, what's the direction? Up, down, sideways, big drop. Now she's shooting up. Unlock PRE. Not quite sure what you're looking for, unlock PRE, but you're not going to find it with what you're looking at. Here's our bottom, here's our top. This baby just keep on going. This is not where I want to jump in. Okay, I don't want to jump in close to the high of the 30-day period. Well, where's it going to go next? Well, 30 days ago it's at $9. Now it's at $10.60. Now I know $1.60 doesn't sound like a lot on a $9 stock, but $1.60 on a $9 stock is close to Well, it's over 10% of that much. I do know it's like 14, 15% from here to there. Okay, can it keep going up? Yes, it can. But you have 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. You think 5 weeks it's going to keep on going? Usually not 5 weeks in a row. Okay, 3 weeks, yeah. 4 weeks, not really, but 5, probably not. Right, somebody over here wants to look at NVIDIA. Unlocked pre. If you'd really take a look at your dividends on NVIDIA, seriously, take a look at the dividends on NVIDIA, and you explain to me in a manner in which I will understand why you think I don't even know what, last I know it was $114. $114 stock, and the dividend is 1 penny. Explain to me why you think that's good, and I'll take a look at it. Other than that, I don't want to look at NVIDIA. I've looked at it many times. Clarence News. I have no idea what news means. Nubster. Dude, Kohl's kicked my ass the past 7 p.m. I have no idea what that means. But you want to take a look at Kohl's. Now, I have some Kohl's. Okay. All right, next on the list, HIMS, H-I-M-S. I don't know why I'm looking at that. It's always a no. I guess it's just a courtesy thing. Okay. 30-day bottom, 30-day top. What do you think? PBF. Doi, that's Bobo. Doi, that's Bobo. PBF. Really? PBS. F. PBF. No. Who came up with that one? Doi, that's Bobo. Now, Doi, that's Bobo. This looks awesome. Here's the bottom right here. Now it's bouncing off. However, May 16, June 20, 18 July, 19 September, those are months of the year, which means I can only trade it once per month. That is definitely a no. Sorry. Scott Cook, how's it going? Alrighty, alrighty. Okay, Verizon has excellent dividends. It's been incorporated in the price year over year. Yeah, I get that. Nubster, Johnson & Johnson. J&J. Alrighty. We will take a look at Verizon in a little bit. We have other stocks that came before it. So let's keep on taking a gander. Okay, next on the list. EQT. What the heck is EQT? That's going to be a no. Here's your last 30 days. Okay, up, down, shot up. I don't want to jump at the 30-day high. Okay, you could have grabbed me here or here. Okay, last week or the week before, but not here. That's the high of the, yeah, no thank you. Sorry. EPD. Enterprise Products. Ooh, that does look interesting. So let's take a gander at EPD. Are you ready? Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at the motion. Sideways, up, down. Now it's going up again. 31.17. The 32s are going from 0.5 to 27. So why is that 31? Goes in the 31.50s. That's not it. Yeah, no, sorry. EPD has terrible premiums. Seriously, take a look at the numbers. That's not worth jumping into. If I'm buying it for 31.74, I'm going to sell it for 31.50. I mean 32. Well, that's only going for 5 cents a share. Nah, no, thank you. Jeff wants to take a look at Apple. It's going to take a while, Jeff. Got a bunch of them before you. Just sit tight. Next on the list, VG. What the heck is VG? VG. It's never a good sign. Venture Global. Yeah, no. That was quick, right? I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. Okay, we have options. We have stock options, and they are call options and put options. Some expire every single Friday. Some expire the third Friday of the month. Those are called monthlies. There's not enough money in a monthly for me. I'm not saying you don't do it. You can do whatever you want. I'm just saying, for me, it doesn't make financial sense because the numbers just don't work for me. So I don't do monthly optionable stocks. 16 May, 20 June, 15 August, 21 November. Those are months of the year. I need weeklies for weekly cash flow. If you're going to make money on a weekly basis, you need something that pays a weekly amount of money. Do you ever buy back your option positions, take a small profit, and roll up and out or roll down? Well, money, it's always about the numbers. Okay? And no, I don't like losses. Okay? So far this year I have 2 losses. I try to stay away from them as far as I can. But do I buy it back and roll it out? It's always going to be about the numbers. Where did I jump in? Where's it at now? Where does it look like it's going? SX Panther. I got an EQT last week. That's why I ask. Selling covered calls. Alrighty, that works. Who's willing to be my special someone? I'll call. Okay, interesting. How do I need to get started? Oh, how much do you need? Everyone's different, Clarence. I can't give you an exact number. Okay? You got no matter, Clarence, no matter what happens, at some point in time, when you retire, the money you're going to use to supplement your income when you retire has to come from somewhere. Someone is investing your money for you. So just do it yourself or let someone else do it for you. Nods Signal. Is Bitcoin the best performing asset since 2008? I honestly don't know because it's not something I concentrate on. Let's keep on keeping on. Next, General Motors. Now, I do like General Motors. Okay, GM, the high and the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. A year ago, we're at 44. We dropped down to 38, jump up to 61, back down to 42. Now we're at 47. Okay, high, low is, look at the motion. Up, down, up, down, up. Okay, fine. It's at 47.50 at the moment. Well, the 48s are going for 57. That's over 1%. And get this, I love the numbers for General Motors. Check out the revenue per share. Check out the book value. What's the company actually worth? Let's keep on going. All right, a year ago, General Motors at 45.60. The bottom of the year was in August, 39.02. The top of the year, end of November, 61. Then she just drops from 61 high to this bottom here, 41.48. That was a couple of weeks ago. Well, look at the motion. Up, down, up, down. Now she's going up. But what happened on Friday? Friday made a new high. Well, let's take a look. Okay, here's your last 30 days. It doesn't look so attractive now, does it? 30 days ago, we're at 41.30. Well, now we just hit 48 on Friday. And Friday pulled back a little bit. Could that be the signal that this thing's coming backwards? I would wait until tomorrow morning and see what she opens up at. If she opened up higher, I don't know, could be a time to jump out. Because if your bottom is here at 41, now you're at 48. That's a $7 move. A $7 move on a $40 stock is very close to 18% between 30 days ago and Friday. Yeah, I know it went up, pulled back, and went up again. But this is still your 30-day bottom. And this is still your 30-day top. Get your game on. Hey, the video is backwards. Yes, it is, because YouTube doesn't give you the opportunity to flip the camera. Some other streaming platforms allow for flipping of the camera. YouTube does not. So, yes, it's going to be backwards. Milo, can you explain the full strategy of selling calls again and how to know if the contract is worth 1%? Milo, simple enough. Here's the concept. You ready, Milo? I got to take a deep breath for that one. All right, Milo, first and foremost, I only want to invest in dividend stocks that have consistently been profitable for more than 2 decades. Okay? Dividend kings, dividend aristocrats, dividend champions, dividend contenders. Let's throw in Warren Buffett's list for the fun of it. That's 5 lists, maybe about 300 different companies that are consistently profitable. Now, I want to take a consistently profitable company when the timing is right. Now, stocks only do 2 things. They go up and they go down. That's it. They go up at a certain point, people start taking profits, and it comes back down again. At a certain point, people say, wait a second, that's cheap. Let me jump in, buy some. Then it goes back up again. Profit-taking, accumulation, profit-taking, accumulation. Yeah, over and over and over again. That's all they do. So, does it make sense? Just before stock is getting ready to pay out a dividend, the stock goes up in price. You know that. You buy you do a certain strategy called a covered call. You buy the stock, you sell the option. The option then pays you a premium. That premium, is it more or is it less than 1% every single week? Hold that thought for a second. Lady Foss thought it was impossible to time the market. Yes and no. Lady Foss, sit tight. I'll explain a few things and see if they make sense to you. All right? Now, my number one objective out of standing in front of here, giving you whatever, is, does it make sense? Okay, Lady Foss, does it make sense to invest your money into a company where your aunts, uncles, brothers, nieces, nephews, cousins, the people you went to school with, lady down the street, the guy around the corner, these are your neighbors, these are the people that you live with. Does it make sense to take your money and invest it into a company that is consistently profitable? Date. Money, I'm not quite sure what you mean by date. Just dates. I have no idea what that means. I mean, don't get me wrong, I understand what the word is, but in the context in which you're presenting that word, what do you mean by date? All right, anyway, let's keep on moving forward. So General Motors is currently at a 30-day high, so I'm going to say no to General Motors for this week. Okay, so Milo, simply put, if I'm buying a stock, I want to make sure the covered call in which I sell against it. So if I'm buying General Motors at $47.50, that's the current price right now, $47.50. I'm going to turn around and sell somebody else the right to buy it from me for the exact same price I just paid for it. It seems counterproductive, but it's not, because if I buy it $47.50, sell it to someone else for $47.50 using a covered call, I'm going to collect the premium, and the premium on the $47.50 is $81. Now, 81 cents is more than 1% on a $47.50 stock. Okay, how do you figure out the 1%? That was a question, right? Well, the stock is currently at $47.50. Okay, so listen closely. 1% of $47.50 is 47.5 cents. You take the decimal point, you move it over 2 places. That's it. So 47 cents is 1% of $47. Okay, so I'm looking to get 47 cents. So what am I getting? I'm getting 81. Well, 81 is a lot higher than 47. Thank you, Clarence. All right, so let's keep on keeping on. So that was General Motors. Next on the list, 3M. Ooh, I like 3M. That's been around for a while. Ooh, look at those numbers. Okay, the high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Up, down, up, down, up. Okay, so it's in an upward trend at the moment for the year, the last 90 days. Okay, high, low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Up, down, up, down, up. It's at 142.60. The 143s are going for 194. That's well over 1%. Now, do you like 3M? Well, do you like it at 142? Because that's what it's at now, 142. Well, if I buy it at 142 and selling it at 143, well, let's check it out. Okay, let's get rid of this. Let's change this to covered stock. Go to the 143s right there. Let's do just one contract so you get an idea. This is where algebra comes in handy. Now, for those of you who did not pay attention in algebra class, hey, if you work 40 hours, this is what you're making. Okay, so how do you make more money? Well, you work more than 40 hours. That's algebra. Anyway, buy one covered call 3M 100. 16 May 25. That's this coming Friday. The 143 call 3M at the market to open. That's the order. That's what it's supposed to sound like. Okay, maximum profit 244. What is it costing me? The cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, 14,000. So what does that come to? Glam. Oh, I like that, Glam. Let's try to stay non-political, please. Anyway, so my maximum profit 140. So let's get my calculator. Clear that. If $140, sorry, 244. If 244 is my profit, and it costs me 244 profit, and it's costing me 14,000. How much is that for profit? I want to divide that by 14,056. Well, that comes to 1.7. Well, 1.7 is more than 1%. Well, that's more than 50% per year. Well, why the hell not? Think about it. If you can spend 5 to 10 minutes a day and make 1% per week, okay, that's over 50% per year. Now, I know some people don't have 1 or 2 or 5 or 10 minutes to take care of their money. Most people spend more time planning a family barbecue than they do with their personal finances. Nothing I can do about that. I can show you the way, but you're going to have to do it. All right, let's get out of that one. Let's get out of that. Let's get out of that. Let's get out of that. Let's get back to right here. And what do we have next? Ooh, Joe wants to take a look at Dollar General. I love Dollar General. Ooh, interesting. Okay, high, low is, look at the motion. Down, big drop, down, up, down, 91.66. The 93s are going for 111. Well, that's more than 1%, but look what's happening here. Is that the right time to jump in? Let's take a look at the last 30 days. That don't look like a good opportunity to jump in. Here's your bottom, here's your top. Look, shoots up, pulls back, retraces, pulling back again. Looks like Dollar General might be good for next week, not this week. So I'm going to write Dollar General down for next week. Hermione, good evening. None shall Nonchalant. Oh, nonchalant. Interesting. Okay. How long time have you been trading? Over 20 years. And did you work on Wall Street? No, I did not. But thank you for that question. Let's keep on keeping on. No, and I live in sunny Florida. But I do go up to New England in the summertime when it gets uncomfortable down here. Because it does. It gets uncomfortably warm after a while. Do you have a max? Do you have a max of your account traded per stock? Joe, I'm not 100% sure what you mean by that. Get your game on, see? Okay, yeah, so I'm from Florida, so I trade. It is what it is. I've been trading for quite a while. All right, so enough questions. Let's keep on moving on. Next on the list. Oh, GLD. Who wanted to take a look at GLD? Let's take a look. So you only trade options? No. That's the only thing I teach here is stocks and options. All right. What are we looking at right now? Can you please answer question on Verizon? All right, let's take a look at Verizon. VZ, here's Verizon right here. Okay, the high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Down, up, down, up, down, up. What's going on here? Does it look like a good time to jump into Verizon? I don't know. Let's zoom in and see. The last 90 days, high, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It's coming down at the moment. Not a great time to jump into Verizon. Here's your last 30 days. 30-day high was three weeks ago. Then she dropped, came back up. Now she's going back down again. So not the right time to jump into Verizon. Now, don't get me wrong, I do like Verizon, but when she starts to come down, she's going to turn around and then go back up again. When that occurs, then yes, I'll jump into it. But as she's coming down, I'm just going to sit and watch it. I'm watching every day anyway, so it doesn't take that much longer to take a look at one more stock. What do you do this week? Danny Crum, how are you today? Could you look at NAS? Are you long-term investing? No. Joe, I'll rephrase it. NAS. Are you long-term investing? No. Joe, I'll rephrase it. How much of your total account do you 6 positions? It's 20%, 20%, 20%. If it's 6 positions, it's 18%, 18%, 18%. I like to get NA. I don't know. What he pumped up, now she's pulling back. I don't know. What he pumped up, now she's pulling back. Now she's pulling back. So, pumped up, now she's pulling back. Now she's pulling back. So, AT&T, as soon as she finds a new bottom, okay, new bottom, turn around, go up. Okay, now it's time to come back down again. Okay? 8 funded high. Are you long-term investing? You could say that. Could I look at NAS? What the heck is NAS? Yeah. Has no options. It's going to be a no. So no to NAS. What do you do this week, Danny? I'm probably going to take a look at a few of the companies. You only trade options, yes. Oh, CMCSA. No. That was quick, wasn't it? I mean, think about it. Top, bottom, now she's up. Look, 1, 2, 3 days to the downside. Last Wednesday was down, last Thursday was down, last Friday was down. So here's your bottom here. She shot up. Your high was there. So now she's coming back down again. Is it guaranteed? No. There's only 3 guarantees in life. Please see comment above. Sorry, character limit. Okay, Danny, your comment above was, what am I doing this week? Well, that's your comment from above. Money. NVDX, no. NBIS, no. BULL, no. Money, you're driving 1,000. Yeah, money, I see that. NVDX, no. NVDX. Fucking NVIDIA. I don't want anything to do with NVIDIA. NVIDIA doesn't have profits. 1 penny for a dividend on NVIDIA? No. Why the hell would I do that? NBIS? What the heck is NBIS? NBIS. What the heck is this one? Okay. NBIS. Oh, Nebius Group. All right, never heard of this company. And that's why. Now, when I say I want companies that are consistently profitable, what do I mean about consistency of profitability? Well, this thing has no dividends. Okay, we're on a dividend investing stock channel. It's right in the name. Dividend Stock Talk. Dividend investing for weekly cash flow. Yet you give me a company that has no dividends. So why am I looking at it? Next one, BULL. BULL. I'm on Yahoo Finance. I tell everybody, if you're going to be investing, you need access to a financial website. No dividends. Okay, so somebody's not paying attention very much. WMB. Is that, what the heck is WMB? WMB. Williams. Never heard of them. Anyway, Lady Foss. Okay, here's your last 30 days. 30-day bottom, shut up, pull back, shut up. Now she's pulling back 4 down days in a row. Okay, keep watching it. Wait till it finds the bottom. Wait till it turns around. WMB. I'm going to write that down for later on this week. WMB. Oh, Wells Fargo. WFC. No. Okay. Shoots up. Now she's pulling back. Sorry. Yahoo Finance is the leading standard. Okay. I like you, Yahoo Finance. Okay, you got to use a financial website in order to be able to find out certain information that most trading platforms don't have. The book value, the consistency of profitability, the earnings per share, the revenue per share, okay, the dividends per share, the book value, cash flow coming in, all those kind of nice, neat, fun things. JEPQ, oh my goodness. Just curious, thank you for that. Oh, Elliot wants to know what the third life guarantee is. Does anybody know what it is besides me? Price to ratio? No, I don't bother with price to ratio. Believe it or not, money. Last one, BX. Isn't that Baxter? No. Blackstone. BX is Blackstone, right? BX. Blackstone. Not quite sure there, kiddo. Take a look at that. The high, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, up. Last Thursday was the 30-day high. Friday was a little bit of a pullback. Alrighty, so just curious. Oh boy, Hold that thought. SAIA. What the heck is SAIA? SAIA. SIA Incorporated. No, that's a monthly. That's a no. All right. Oh, so does anybody want to answer Elliot? Know what the third life guarantee is? There's only 3 guarantees in life. Does anyone know the third one? Elliot doesn't know the third one. We know the first 2, death and taxes. There is a third one. Looking at X for this week. Somebody chimed in over there. Andrew? I have someone over here in the peanut gallery saying, yeah. So there's 3 guarantees in life. Death, taxes, and disappointment. El Crypto, thanks. I'll sell next August at the top. Okay. Not quite sure what that means, but alrighty then. Yeah, I don't do monthly. That's just not going to work for me. Sorry, dude. Alright, so Randall Ray wants to take a look at Merck, which is MRK. MRK. M-R-K, not N. Ooh, now here's an interesting thing. Okay, Randall Ray, do you see this right here? 30 days ago, way up here, drops, retraces, drops again. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 days down. 8. 8 down days in a row. I'd be keeping my eye on right here. That baby's going to turn any minute. It could be tomorrow, could be the next day, could be the next day. We got some noise in the background. Somebody's having fun there somewhere. Who is it? Michelle. How are you doing, Michelle? I'm gonna mute you there, Michelle. Could get noise in the background. And that was Andrew too. Oh, I got 2 questions over here. 3 questions. My GM premium says 61, not 81. Okay. That's fine. All right. Let's keep on keeping on. Oh, do you look at price book ratio? No, money, I don't. Because see, what you're failing to remember, and the reason why, I can't blame you for this, because you don't know, because you're new here. Now, this trading strategy that I'm giving away absolutely for free, no. I'm trying to think, no catch. There you go, let's go, no catch. Okay, it was created for a 9-year-old. It had to be simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way for my 9-year-old daughter to lose. Yes, I'm green. Okay, so if you're green, don't you want simplicity? Okay, price book pricing action. You're what? You're a newbie. Yeah, I know what green means. All right. So you're new at this, and you want to look at price book ratio. Explain to me why. Yeah, Lady Foss, she's even newer. So if you can explain to me why you think price book ratio is important to where the stock is going next. Because this right here is pretty easy. Down, up, down. That's pretty easy. It's going to keep going down until it finds the bottom. Once it finds the bottom, it will turn around and go back up. It has no other choice. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Well, they go down, they get to a bottom, they turn around and go back up again. Okay, and they'll get to a certain point where people start taking profits or they panic and sell, and then it drops again. And then it's going to go back up. That's all they do. They go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. Well, at this moment in time, it's not a time to buy Merck, but it is a time to keep our eye on it. So I'm going to put Merck on the list to keep our eye on it, MRK. So as soon as she does find the bottom, how do you feel using an RS indicator? I love RS indicator. I just don't use it here. Does a 9-year-old have money to trade? She does when her dad gives it to her. Oh, check this out. User 4563 says, I've built real wealth in tobacco stocks over time. Okay. Okay, Techno, yep, we did take a look at X this morning. I already have some. But anyway, Zen, the RS indicator, I love it. I do personally, but I did not teach it to my 9-year-old. I am from Indonesia. Well, good afternoon from Indonesia. Namaste. I think that's correct, welcoming from there. All right, so let's keep going to the next one. Mark, we're going to put on that one. Thoughts on United Health. Uh-oh. UNH. UNH. University of New Hampshire. No. Now, the reason why I'm saying no is because, do you see this? A new 30-day bottom Friday. Eventually, it's going to go down to a point where people start saying, oh, hell, I'm going to start buying this because it's so low. Well, we ain't there yet. It's going to keep going down until it's done. It's actually that simple. How high does it go? Until it's done. How low does it go? Until it's done. Because it gets to a top, and eventually people start selling and taking their profits, and then the stock price comes down. And then it comes down, and it goes down, and it goes down, and it gets to a certain point where people, like you and me, say, holy shit, that's a good deal. Let me buy some. And then it starts going back up again. That's all it does. Then you throw panic in there every once in a while, and people do all kinds of weird stuff. What are you teaching here? Options or stocks? Actually, it's investing in dividend stocks using stock options. It's kind of the both. Money, this is fun. Glad you like it. Price earnings, no. PB, no. PR, no. To earnings, book, and ratio are all the same. Yeah, but they're all no, no, and no. Hey, Mark, what's happening? Pedro, how are you? Mucho bueno, senor. Mucho, mucho bueno. Yo. We'll join again tomorrow. Good. See you tomorrow. It's late. Have to work in the morning. I feel bad for you. Kinda. I've been working since 1973. I finally said, that's it. I'm done. I retired at 59. Okay, so let's keep on going. Next on the list is going to be GLD. Somebody wanted to take a look at GLD. Don't ask me why. GLD. There it is. And GLD is going to be a no. Because here's the high. Down, up, down, 3 days to the downside. Yeah, no. I'm not getting into that one. Do you ever read the beige book reports? No, I do not. When I say, hey, this is James from Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, I want to trade for 10 minutes, and that's it. I'm in, I make my trades, I'm out. It's really not that difficult. Okay, so no, I don't do a lot of reading on stuff. Randall Ray, Delta Airlines. I actually have some Delta Airlines. I'm going to say no. Hold that thought. Okay, so 30 days ago, we're down here. She shoots up. The high is on Friday. That's the time to jump out, not jumping in. Okay, no to Delta Airlines for this week. Now, I do have some, but I let most of them go last week because I jumped in down here. Now she's up to here. Time to get rid of them. Okay, J1990. Let's take a look at Johnson & Johnson. Interesting. Not quite sure what this is. The thing's going sideways for the last 3 weeks. And 2 down days in a row? Nope. Not time to jump into Johnson & Johnson either. Pedro, remember your strategy. Simple and consistent. Absolutely, Pedro. Anything else other than that just wouldn't make sense. How much money needed for your way of trading? $5. You can start with $5, believe it or not. Because nowadays, you can do AWK. What the hell is it? American Waterworks, is that right? AWK? American Waterworks, yeah. No, sorry. AWK is monthly. Not that the numbers just don't work for monthlies. So anyway, Zen. Okay, my grandson started out with $50. Okay, me and the other in-laws and grandparents just take our change and throw it into a jar at the end of the week. Adobe, ADBE. Pedro, Adobe's a little pricey, ADBE. Okay, $383. And besides, look at this. Okay, here's your bottom. You missed your opportunity. She jumped up. Thursday was your high. Friday she started pulling back. ABV, ABBV. Okay, 30-day bottom, 30-day top, profit taken, 1 day to the bottom, 1 day up. So if tomorrow is a higher, great, be time to jump in on Tuesday if Tuesday and Monday follow suit. Okay, here's your bottom, profit taking. Now you have 1 day to the upside. What's happening Monday? Don't know. BA, it's Boeing. Hell no. Okay, I never ever buy at the high of the year. Time to buy that was over a month ago before she shot up. But yeah, in about 2 weeks she'll come back down again into a more reasonable area. Change of seasons. Hate when that happens. Zen, you like that? Cool beans. Did you look at Hertz? Okay, Pedro, you lost your Boeing? Not quite sure how you do that. Angie, Hertz, HTZ. HTZ. I actually have some Hertz. Oh, check that out. Okay, 30 days ago we're here. Shot up, pulled back, got 1 day to the upside. So Angie, that's not that bad. All right, live stream. Okay, interesting. Okay, 2 weeks ago was your high. She dropped, new bottom on Thursday. Friday was an update. So if tomorrow's an update for Hertz, it looks like getting in on Tuesday is a good idea. Maybe. Well, let's take a look. What does it normally do this time of year? Well, this time of year, this thing usually tomorrow, or the 11th, right there. Tomorrow's the 12th. All right, so this is what it looks like from the 12th. The 12th to the 27th. So the next 2 weeks, this baby's going to shoot up and then pull back down. So that looks promising. So let's change this for a second. Yep, I like that. All right, anyway. So let's see what the 7 looks like. Okay. Covered call at the 7. Let's do just one contract at the market to open, and here's what it sounds like. Buy one covered call of Hertz, 16 May 25. That means this option is going to expire by this coming Friday. So the big question is, do you like Hertz? We all know who they are. They're a rent-a-car company. But do you like them? Are you willing to buy them and hold on to them, continuously sell a covered call at $7 every single week, and collect a premium every single week and a dividend once every 90 days? Well, most of the time people would buy a stock and just get the dividend only and not even look at stock options. Most people have no clue of stock options. All right, so let's take a look at Hertz. 5250. 5250 is the maximum profit on this particular trade. The cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, is $648. Well, what does that come to? Let's get my calculator out. 5250 divided by 648. This is probably the cheapest contract I've ever seen so far. $648 for one contract. 8%. I think I'm doing some Hertz tomorrow. 8.1. I'm going to highlight that sucker. But remember, do you like Hertz? Okay, is this a company you want to buy and hold on to? Now, I already own some Hertz, so I don't mind buying more. Even though I bought mine somewhere in the $4 or $5 area. All right, let's get back out of this one. And back to there. All right, here we go. Next. James wants to take a look at Mara. All right, James, we'll take a look at that in a second. Just Curious, Starbucks, Pedro, UPS. Okay. J1990 wants to take a look at UPS. So let's take a look at UPS. Okay, UPS. UPS. Now that's weird. I just got tossed off of one of the YouTube channels for some strange reason. Just stopped. All right. High, low is, look at this, down, sideways, we're at 98. The last trade was 95.89. So the 96s go for 152, the 97 is 105, the 98's not quite there, but which is it? Is it 95.89, which was the last traded price on Friday, or is it 98? Okay, hold on, Pedro, we're looking at UPS. Cammy, this is. Hi, Cammy. All right, anyway. So, do I like UPS? It makes sense. I mean, we know who they are. We know what they do. Well, let's take a look at the numbers. Does it make sense? Well, she goes sideways for about 8 months and then starts dropping. Look at your last 90 days. The last 3 months. The high, the low, where was it? Look at this. Up, down, sideways. Now we're here. Okay, you cannot get a better deal than buying at the low of the year. Well, that's right there. That's the low of the year, if you like UPS. Danny, does Hertz pay a dividend? Honestly, Danny, I don't know. Okay, so somebody asked me to take a look at it. I looked at it. So let's check. Does Hertz pay a dividend? It's a good question. HTZ, Hertz. We're going to Yahoo Finance to find out if Hertz pays a dividend. And no, it does not. No dividends for Hertz. Okay? So Angie mentioned that one. That's probably why the covered call is so much. Jennifer. Thank you for that, Jennifer. Okay, and what are we doing? All right, Pedro, James, BUR, Burr, UPS pay 1%. I'm not quite sure what BUR means. Anyway, look at your last 30 days on UPS. Here we go. But, James, but UPS pays, okay, hold on, let's take a look. Here's 30 days ago. So 30 days ago, we're at 92. Jumps up to 101, drops back down to 92, jumps up to 100, drops back down to 92, back up, back down. Now we got 2 days to the upside. Here's your bottom right here. Okay, on Wednesday. That's your new 30-day bottom. Okay, you're not going to make more money other than buying at a 30-day bottom. Glam. Oh, Glam, you couldn't just be nice about it, could you? Now, I have absolutely nothing against people speaking their mind. You can have whatever opinion you want. But please, don't bring your politics here. I honestly don't want to hear them. I could care less who's in the big chair. Democrat, Republican, Independent, I don't care. Just don't bring your negative energy here. Alrighty? Thank you. I appreciate that. Next, let's keep on going. So, do you like UPS? That's the question. Does it make sense? Is now the time to buy UPS? Are you willing to buy it and hold it and just hold on to it and sell a covered call every single week? Okay. Well, there you go, Pedro. Does it make sense? Does it sound like something you want to do? Awesome. If you like UPS, all the best to you. Okay? I like UPS. It looks like a nice place. Let's take a look at what does it look like. Okay, let's get out of that. Let's go to here. Covered stock. Currently at 98. 98. Right there. One contract at the market. Now, Pedro, you need to understand that all these numbers, okay, all these numbers up there are going to change first thing tomorrow morning. How to sell covered calls when stock drops? Well, it's easy. If you buy it at $100 and it drops down to 90, well, you're still selling a covered call against it. You're not just, it all depends on what price you want to get for it. Let me see if I can explain it a little bit better. We're looking at UPS for a second. Hold on. Okay. So 83 off of that. Does it make sense? That's a big question. Let's go. Okay, let's go to HOG. Okay, we're going to go to this one right here. And we're going to change this to that right there. Okay, so REL 71177. Okay, you want to know what do you do when the stock price drops? All right, well, are you ready? Here we go. This is, let's go this side. This is Harley Davidson. Here's the high of the year, $40. Here's the low of the year, right around 21. Okay, last year we were right around 35. Okay, we dropped, shot back up, dropped again, back up, back down, back up, back down, back up. This is the movement for Harley Davidson for the last 52 week or the last year. So that's a year ago. That was Friday. That's a whole year. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this, your question is, how do you sell a covered call when the stock drops? Well, take a look at these numbers right here. Now, I do say that chart, all right, this screen is live on YouTube. So you can see these small, tiny numbers. You probably can't see them here if you're on your phone. But if you are on a computer or you're at home, just go in the other room and pull up The 10-Minute Trader on YouTube. Okay, it's live right now. So, the reason why I'm showing you this, right down here, is my current position. Okay? Harley Davidson, 2,200 shares, $35.62. That's where I bought Harley Davidson. All the way back in October. Right about there. That's where I bought Harley Davidson. Look where it's at now. It's at 23. I bought it at 35. Now it's at 23. Am I panicking? No. Because even though it's at 23.62, more than likely this week, I'm going to be selling the 24s or the 24.50s. Now the 24s are selling for 35 cents a share. Well, what's 1% of $35? 35 cents a share. What did I buy it for in October? I bought it for $35.62. All right, so it's not a full 1%. Maybe it's 0.99. Okay? But if I sell somebody the rights to buy it from me at 24, and I originally bought it at 35, okay, that, my friends, is 1% of my purchase price. Okay? Now, I will keep my eye on it because it's at 23.62. Do I want to sell at 24? No. I just want to collect that premium. And if it gets close, I'll push it out until next week. And I'll push it out until the next week. And I'll keep getting a covered call premium every single week from my Harley Davidson. So hopefully that answers your question. Matt, thank you for that. J1990 AEP. What the heck's going on with American Eagle Outfitters? No, that's not it. AEP. What the heck is that? American Electric and Power. That's a no is what that is. Who asked for that one? KJ 1990. 16 May, 20 June, 15 August, 19 September. Those are monthlies. I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. And I know sometimes you guys find it very strange why they just don't work. We could look at them, but it just doesn't work. Pedro, okay, I understand tomorrow at ringing of the bell opening, I have to check it again. Absolutely. Okay, when the bell opens, give it a minute or two. All those numbers are going to change. Just don't work. Okay, let me see. 1 + 1 = anything other than 2, the numbers just don't work. What do I mean? I'm making 1% or I say it just doesn't work, and people still want to know why it doesn't work. Because it just fucking doesn't. It doesn't. It's plain and simple. Okay? 30 days ago, the bottom's 102, goes all the way up to 109, then it pulls back again. That's 30 days. Okay? All right, hold on. Okay, J1990. 30 days ago, here it was. She shot up, pulled back, shot up, pulled back. Great. Now tell me, where's it going to be in 30 days? Okay, monthly options. 16 May, 20 June, 15 August, 19 September, blah, 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 once a month. Means I could trade it once a month. Once a month means 12 times a year. That's all that means. Okay, so let's do the math. Currently, stock's at 104.68. All right, so what are the 150s, 105s going for? 80 cents. That's not 1%. Oh, gotcha. Hold on. The 105s, that's not 1%. That's a no. But go to the next month. That's 40 days away. The 105s are going for 285. Okay, so how many weeks are in 40 days? Well, let's figure it out. It should be right at the top of your head. Okay, clear. 40 days divided by 7 days a week comes to 6 weeks. So, see, 5.7. That's 6 weeks. All right, so the 105s for next month, June, the 105s are going for 285. Well, great. Well, let's divide it out. Okay. The 105s, 285, 285 divided by 105 comes to a grand total of 2.71% for 6 weeks. Okay? 6 weeks. See the dates? 20 June, 40 days. That's 6 weeks. Okay, the 105 is going for 285. Well, here's where it is right now. Great. Where's it going to be in 30 days? Well, how the hell am I supposed to know? But the 105 is going for 285, which is 2.71% for 6 weeks. So now let's divide 2.71 by 6. 6 weeks. Okay, that's not even 0.5% a week. When I say monthlies just don't work, okay, I don't know why people just keep questioning me. They don't work because they just don't. The numbers just don't. Sorry, no dividend, but premium on A, B, and B. Yeah, no. The B guy, can gain from the premium every week, but a monthly does not allow but once a month. Yeah, I get that. Jacob, American Airlines covered call, please. Well, let's take a look. Is it real or is it Memorex? Shock Trader, TX. What the heck is TX, Shock Trader? Shock Trader says TX. That's a no. I don't do monthlies. They just don't pay. American Airlines. Ooh, interesting. Where's the 11th? Right there. Okay. Who wanted American Airlines? Jacob, what do you think? Okay. 30 days ago we were here. She shoots up, pulls back. Here's the 30-day bottom on the April 21st. Well, look where it is now. It's at a 30-day high. Do you want to buy at the high of the 30-day period? Or wait for profit taking and then buy? So what stocks cover weekly? There's close to 1,000 of them that have weekly options. Sorry, lots of people stealing your account. Only reason I asked. Oh, real or Memorex? Okay. Is it real or is it Memorex? I remember those commercials when they first started coming out with cassettes. Because they got rid of the 8-track player and then they went to the cassette player before CDs came. You're old. Yeah, I'm just as old as you are, dude. Okay? But I hear what you're saying. Sorry, okay. All right. So what stocks cover weekly? There's a whole bunch of them. Okay, so J1990. Got a pencil and paper handy? CBOE.com. Okay? CBOE.com is the Chicago Board of Options Exchange. That's where you go to take a look at all companies that have weekly options available. Now, KG4LLUL. Okay, we looked at Verizon a little while ago. All right, Verizon was a no for this week only because, well, I'll show you. Just, for the fun of it. Okay, here's your low a couple of weeks ago. She shot up. Now she's just going sideways. 3 days to the downside. Okay, last Wednesday, last Thursday, last Friday, it's coming down. That's why I said no to Verizon. I would like it to find a new bottom, turn around, and then I will think about jumping into Verizon. But I don't buy something when it's in a downturn. How many days is it going to go down? Don't know. We'll have to see one day at a time. Well, let's see what happens tomorrow. It might not. Next on the list, Nike. Ooh, Nike's next. NKE. Nike. What the hell's happening there? Interesting. All right, here's your last 30 days. 30-day bottom, 30-day top, 2 days to the downside. Yep. Looks like they started taking profits already. Looks that way. Is it guaranteed? No, it's not guaranteed, but it looks that way. Do you do stop loss? No, Ladybug, I don't. Medica. Ladybug Medica. Interesting name. Greetings. Well, I would too. I have options from work. Okay. If you have options, you should sell them once they get to certain value. Hertz earnings tomorrow. Oh, that's probably why the stock is so high for Hertz. I was planning to sell covered call on AOL to offset the loss. Well, that kind of makes sense, Jacob. Okay, so Jacob, I really can't tell you one way or the other without actually seeing everything. Okay, see the stock movement, see where you jumped in, see what covered call you sold. Is the stock going down? What is the best covered call to sell against it at this moment in time? There's a lot of unanswered questions that you have there in those two little sentences. All right, next. That was Nike. Next on the list, Apache, Apache. Ooh, that one looks good. Okay, take a look. High, low, was, is. Look at the motion. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, 1672. Here's the bottom of the year right there. You make most of your money buying off the bottom. Okay, bottom's a couple weeks ago. Well, let's zoom in and see if it looks good. Okay, last 90 days, right there. Well, that's easy to see. Down, up, down, up. Look at this right here. 2 days to the upside from that bottom right there. Well, looks good. Looks a little closer. Here we go. Maybe not. Okay? Look, maybe not. Here's the 30-day bottom. Jumps up the top, pulls back, back up, back down. Here's a new bottom right here. 1, 2. Could be time to jump into that. Sebastian literally did Nike like 5 seconds ago. Before Apache, I just finished up with Nike. You're like 2 seconds late, dude. Sorry. Next on the list, Google. I don't know who wanted to take a look at Google. But Google's a no for me. Okay? Down, up, down. All right. But the reason why Google's a no for me, okay? GOOG. Let's take a look at the financials on Google to find out why we don't like it. Historical data. You ready? Now, Plug Power. You got to give me the ticker symbol because I have no idea what the hell that is. All right. So, here we are with Google. 154 per share. Okay? I want to look at historical prices, and I want to look at all the historical prices on how often is this company paying out a dividend. Dividends only, and the maximum amount of dividends. And there you go. Okay, Google only has 1 year of dividends. They only paid out 4. Okay, June 2024, September 24, December 24, March 25. That's it. Only 4, only 1 year. Okay, I want 2 decades. That's 20 years. No, sorry. Next. Next. Ooh, that sounds terrible. All right, next on the list. Pepsi. Ooh, I like Pepsi. Pepsi is a dividend king. What does that mean? Means they've increased their profits for more than 5 decades. Well, here's our high a year ago. Here's our bottom now. So this is like an awesome opportunity to find a company that's over 100 years old. It's actually at the bottom of the pricing for the year. Okay, this is not, like stock company number, 8,423. No, this is Pepsi. This is the number 2 soft drink. Okay, Snapple's number 3. Anyway, so 130, here's the bottom right here. So me personally, will be looking at this thing and see where it turns around. Because at some point, okay, 1, 2, 3, look at that. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, all right around the exact same pricing. Well, there's our bottom. This is Pepsi. Okay, as soon as she starts turning around, might be a great time to jump in. But keep your eye on Pepsi. GoPro's not 20 years old. Okay, Plug Power, not 20 years old. WW International, never heard of it. Well, I would too have options for work at home. Okay. So J1990 wants to take a look at Coca-Cola. Yes, we did Nike already. Coca-Cola. KO. Another dividend king, but it's in the pullback stage right there. You see that? It takes a couple of seconds. Seriously, it takes you 3 to 4 seconds to see everything you need. And it's 5 things, okay? High, low, where was it, where is it? Okay, that's easy to see. And then the direction, the movement. A year ago, she dropped, shoots up, pulls back, shoots up, pulls back. What's going on here? Well, you got 2 red days right there. It only takes 3 to 4 seconds to see that. And this, once you zoom in a little closer, well, it's going to be a no. Your high, your bottom's here, high's here, now it's coming down. Okay? And it's going to keep coming down until it's done. And when it's done, what is it going to do? It's going to hit the bottom, and it's going to turn around and start going back up again. Well, if you like Coca-Cola, why don't you look at it every day? Okay, when it finds its bottom, turns around, starts going back up, that's where I want to jump in. So what's happening here? Well, here's the top. Now it's coming down. As soon as she finds the bottom, it'll turn around and go back up again. That's what I'm looking for. Where's the bottom? When is it getting here? Next. BYND. Kelcahuana. Okay. No, 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 and no. Okay. What I'm looking for specifically are companies that are over 20 years old and have 20 years of increased profits to their shareholders. That means their dividend goes up every single year. So you got to take a look at all 5 of those companies you asked me to take a look at. Look in a financial website and see just how profitable they are year over year over year. And how many years. I'm looking for 2 decades. That's 20 years. So I don't think anything that you just labeled off is going to cover it. Did Nike do well? I don't know. What the heck did Nike do? NKE. Oh, yeah. NKE. 30 days ago was the bottom. 30-day high was Thursday. Now she's pulling back. Oh. Well, Holes is back. Randall Ray, almost everything is near a 30-day high right now. Not everything. Exxon Mobil. Okay. XOM. Ooh, Exxon Mobil. Nifty. Look at that right there. High, low, is down, like sideways, drop, back up. We're at 107.30. The 109s are going for 66. The 108s are going for 97. Okay, the numbers don't look quite right there, but you need to check in the morning. Because in the morning, all these numbers are going to change. But there's only a few numbers you need to be concerned of. Well, the number one number, get that, the number one number, is what am I buying it for? What's the current price? Whatever the current price is, what is the closest strike price? Okay, once you find the closest strike price, is it giving me 1% or more for a return for 1 week? Okay, so J911, 1990 wants to take a look at Oracle. All right, so look at this right here. Okay, here's your 30-day bottom, shoots up, pulls back. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 days to the upside. That's an awesome opportunity to jump in. Okay, but what do the numbers look like? If I'm buying it at 107.31, I'm going to look at the 107s or the 108s. Well, the 107s are going for 145. Well, that's a yes. Okay, and then the 108s go for 97 to 104. Not quite 1%. But do you like ExxonMobil? That's always a big question. Do you like the company or do you not? It's pretty simple. Okay, next. Oracle, ORCL, ORCL, Oracle. That's a tough one. If any, I'm more. Okay, cool. Fascinating football videos, BBY. Hold that thought, BBY. I don't know. What do you think? A month ago, Thursday, now she's pulling back. Not quite. Sorry, fascinating football videos. All right, next on the list. AMCR. Never heard of it. Only got 3 more to go. And we might just make it. AMCR, is that right? AMCR. What the heck is AMCR? AMCR. Amcor. That's a no. Don't do monthlies, yet people still want me to look at them. Kohl's. Somebody want to take a look at Kohl's today. Just curious. Starbucks, huh? SBUX. Starbucks. Nope. What do you think? Starting to come down. Okay, here's your high. Here's your low. Went up. Now it's coming back down again. It's simple read. Next, we're going to do Kohl's next. Kohl's. Now, I do have Kohl's at 22. And it's currently at 671. Ouch. No, wait a minute. I got Kohl's at 1572. And it's currently at 6. So halfway is be 7s. And then 7s is paying 5 to 7. Ugh, yuck. I'm going to do the 7s this week, which will be just about 1%. Maybe just a little under 1% for my Kohl's. Now I got Kohl's, it's right there. See, 1572. Okay, so 1% of 1572 is 15. Okay, so if I'm looking to get it at 15, well, the 7s are going from 12 to 15. Almost 1%. Almost. Lumina wants to take a look at Macy's. All right, so let's take a look at here. Here we go. Last 30 days. Okay, what do you think? Think about it. Look at it closely. 30 days ago, we're at 6.8. Then we drop down to 6. Shoot up, pull back, shoot up, pull back. Look at this. There's your bottom. 1 day up, 2 days up. If tomorrow is up higher, above 7, that'd be a perfect opportunity to jump in, if that makes sense to you. Okay? If she's higher than 671 tomorrow, then yeah, time to jump in, if you like Kohl's. And it always comes back down to that. Do I like this company? Do I want to put my money here for however long it takes? So if I'm buying it at 671 and I'm selling somebody the rights to buy it from me at 7, well, the 7 is going for 12 cents to 15 cents, which is almost 2%. Almost. If you like Kohl's. And that's always a big question. Do I like this company? Do I want to own it and hold on to it, never sell it for less than I paid for it, and collect a premium every single week? Well, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for consistency of cash flow every single week. All right, next on the list. All right, next on the list, Macy's. Macy's was my number 1 stock last year. Okay. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Down, sideways, down, up. So it's going up off the bottom. The bottom of the year for Macy's is right there, $9. Macy's has been in business for over 100 years. Now, I'm not trying to sell you on it. I'm just saying, you can't buy name recognition that Macy's has. So let's take a look at it. Okay, here's the bottom. Now it's definitely going up. Now I'm into Macy's at 15. Well, it's currently 11.62. Okay, so most likely this week, I'm probably going to sell the 12s or the 12.50s. Well, Depends on tomorrow what she wakes up with. All right, so 30 days ago today, the 11th would be right there. I don't know. What do you think? 30 days ago, she drops. Here's the bottom. Shoots up. Here's the top. Pulls back. Now she's going back up again. Nope, not the time to jump into Macy's. Because is she going up or is she coming back down yet? It's a little unclear. I like a little bit more clarity before I jump into anything. Mark, good night. Nice chatting with you. So you're wheeling? No, I'm not. I don't do puts. Okay. All right. Next would be Johnson and Johnson. Did we look at Johnson and Johnson already? Wasn't Johnson and Johnson a no? Yeah, look what's happening here. What is happening here? Okay, shoots up, pulls back. Now she's going sideways. Thursday was a down day. Friday was a down day. Maybe we'll keep our eye on it. Because in a couple of days, the new 30-day bottom is going to be right here. Okay, last one on the list for today. Techcon? Tencon. All right. It's an Alcoa AA. Ooh. So only should I do call options. Now, I did not say that. I don't tell people what to do. I will tell you and I will show you what I do. I don't tell people what I do. All right. Now, Joe, we already looked at Ford earlier today. Can you review Riley, please? Hold tight. We're taking a look at Alcoa. Here's the high. Here's the low. Look at the movement. Up, down, what's going on here? It's definitely going to the upside, bouncing off the bottom here. So let's zoom on closer. Zoom in closer. Look, here's the top, pulls back, now she's going up. Okay? Very slowly. Okay, 2 days to the upside. One more day to the upside, and it's going to be a yes for Alcoa tomorrow. If you like Alcoa. Well, I like Alcoa. I actually have some. Why only do a call? Because I teach only one trading strategy here. Okay? Now, I do a lot. I know a lot. However, I have to draw a line somewhere between what I give away for free and what other people pay for. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but it is. All right, that's Alcoa. It looks pretty damn good at the 26. Because the 26 is going for 76, which is just shy of 3%. Take a look. Okay? Here's your bottom right over here. She shot up, pulled back, shot up, pulled back, shot up, pulled back, shot up. Oh, she's in an upward trend. 25.92. Well, the 26s is going for 76 cents. Now, I'm into it at 25.84. Okay? And I sold the 25s for this week. Yeah, well, the 25s for this week go for 131. It's all a math problem. What did I buy it for? What am I going to sell it for? What is my profit? Is my profit safe? Is my profit predictable? Is it consistent? Do I get it every single week? Well, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for consistency of profitability. Well, I only want to do companies that are consistently profitable. Alcoa is on my list. I actually have some at the moment. So, does it make sense to jump into Alcoa? Well, do you like the company? And that's an interesting question. Have a great night, everyone. Oh, you too. Look at that. It's 11:30. I'm going to call it a night because we are out of questions. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you tonight. And for those of you that are new, okay, I'm going to be sending you by email a link to tomorrow morning's live call. I'll also be sending you in the link the list of stocks we're going to be looking at tomorrow. All right, so you guys have a great night. I'll be sending the video in a couple of seconds, so you'll get that shortly. Other than that, I'll see you in the morning. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow night. So I'm out of here for today. And out of of here, out 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 of here. One more over here. You guys have a great night. And now